Most of these shotgun riders started all the beefs, though, right?
Well,
They had nothing to lose.
That's what they were there for, really. I
Yeah.
mean, just to protect
the driver.
the driver.
Would you say that Sammy had one of the baddest cars in New Life back
Oh
then?
yeah.
How could you keep a car like that when you had everything to lose against a time and era where there were other idiots out there that
I know,
had nothing to lose
it was hard.
and keep that car? You just have to wax it and take a chance to go down anywhere, right?
It was hard, yeah.
It
I
was.
just had to drive it and put it away.
Yeah.
Put it away. Yeah. It was not. It wasn't easy.
What's happening, everybody? I am Joe Ray. This is the Wire Down Show. The New Life Car Club is here with us today as special guests. They got a massive story to tell, all about history. I'll introduce each and every one of them to you. But first and foremost, this episode is sponsored by Coker Tires. Coker Premium Sport 520 13s and 14s. You know what we roll on. Here we go, guys. To my left, from the New Life, representing the New Life Car Club and all its history, Larry, Kiki, the man with all the words of wisdom. Jerry, I've known you for a long time. Sammy Grand Prix, Candy Burgundy, going down Soto Street. Know you very well too. Guys, welcome to the show. Who wants to start off with the story? Let's go back into the early 70s.
Well, you know what? I'll start it off. But before I do, I just want to say that we should always remember our president, Butch,
Yes.
and Peter Delgado, who gave it all for the club. May they rest in peace. Now, with that being said, of course, a lot of people don't follow us, but New Life started back in 1972, and it grew real quick, really quick. Like most of the clubs, we had dances and parties. We would have house parties, and on our advertisement on the flyers, no social media back then. We would have girls free, guys $1 or whatever. In other words, we really didn't want guys to show up. Okay. But those are the kind of things that we used to do, like most other clubs at that time. And from there, they in like 1975, we went in a different direction, a lot of us. And you guys know the history with lifestyle, so I won't go into that too much. But back in around 2005, my best friend David Solís and I started attending funerals from some of the members from New Life. And we would see like, wow, there was just like 2-3 guys would show up. And we felt kind of, wow, that's trippy. So little by little, we started gathering names and phone numbers of our members. We started reaching out, trying to contact this person that knew this person, and down the line like that. So in November of 2009, we had a big meetup at my house in Upland. Joe, you were there. A good guy, Jay Bueno, rest in peace, was there. There was, I think by the end of the night, when the last person left my house, how many guys showed up?
What 62?
Yeah, about 62 guys in and out
Yeah.
during the evening ended up showing up. So little by little, we kept it going. And what we started doing was we would pitch in when one of the OGs wasn't doing well physically. And to cheer them up, we would buy them something they liked. Like one guy got a golf clubs, just whatever they liked, to cheer them up. And then, unfortunately, when some would pass, we would all pitch in for whatever the family needed. They would ask us if we could help out with this or that. We do it. So we continue doing that. And to this day, we still do
this
it.
day, yes.
To this day.
Absolutely.
So that's how we got back together officially in 2009. And from there, it just took off again. We, guys had cars, and we decided at that time to, like in 2010, we decided to start putting the plaques back up. And little by little, we started growing again. And we would find guys from out of state and, um, different areas and stuff.
It had to be a whole new program for you guys. Early 70s, 70s. I was a sophomore. I knew what you guys were all about. The long hair, the wife beaters, the Levi's, rebellious, taking
Right.
over mom and dad's car, putting wires on,
Yeah.
putting Kragers on it back then.
Rockets.
But I remember what you guys looked like and what that whole scene looked like. And I know that New Life was pretty huge. Had a few friends of mine that I went to high school with were from that club. But in those times were violent times in low riding. There was nothing but car club wars back in that time. And it wasn't a time where you can enjoy sporting your car up and down the boulevard without it getting bumper jacked or a threat, or you didn't know what half the members were doing, right? To get you involved in something you didn't know. You'd wake up the next morning, you're in war with this car club. But to leave those times were the heydays, all the music was the best then. And then to come back even around 2010 and start it all over again, it's like you were in not a time warp, but it's like if they put you away with like Walt Disney, put you in a frozen container and then revived you and brought you into a whole new world of low riding where there were no more threats, the early stages of it becoming family oriented.
True.
So it had to be brand new. What the hell? It's almost like, how were we way back in the days? You mentioned flyers and then the cell phones come out. It's a whole new world for you guys.
Yeah, actually, it was because it was kind of strange seeing your former rivals all chumming it up. You know what I mean? Everybody,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right
My
on
hair
each
was
other's
still standing in the
shoulders.
back of my head.
Right on each other's shoulders. You bumper check me. The funny stuff. And
I don't recall.
and, and to this day, it's really different because everybody gets along. Remember back then, the only girl club was the Ladybugs. And now you have all these other lady clubs like Lady Lowriders, to name one. But back then, women, to my recollection, did not fly a plaque. They weren't in the clubs. They were men clubs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of good because when you're at war with somebody, there's no rules, and there's many times, I hate to say it, but, with women in the car and you're flying your plaque, you shouldn't fly your plaque with your women in the car when you're at war with somebody. Okay. That's my thinking.
Wasn't the respect different though back then? If you were on the boulevard and they come up to get you and then they see you with your old lady in the car or girlfriend and they tell you, you know what, I'll come back and get you another time.
No, not always.
No, not always.
Not always, but
No.
yeah.
No, that's not true. Depending on who you are,
Yeah.
Right.
and if you're at war with somebody, why are you going to
Chance.
jeopardize your old lady? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Come
Yeah,
on, pull down the
exactly.
plaque or don't
Yeah.
have her in the
Right.
car.
Right.
Because it's like, so what? I'll fly my plaque. What are you going to do? Back then, that was the mentality.
Right.
And that's why a lot of the clubs back then were big because the shotgun rider, they played a big part in the enforcement.
Most of these shotgun riders started all the beefs though, right?
Well,
They had
That's what-
nothing to lose.
Yeah.
That's what they were there for, really. I
Yeah.
mean, just to protect
The driver.
the driver.
Would you see that Sammy have one of the baddest cars in New Life back
Oh
then?
yeah.
How could you keep a car like that when you had everything to lose against a time and era where there were other idiots out there that
I know,
had nothing to lose
it was hard.
and keep that car? You just have to wax it and take a chance to go down anywhere, right?
It was hard, yeah.
It
I
was.
just had to drive it and put it away.
Yeah.
Put it away. Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't easy.
Hey guys, just so you know, this is one badass tire. Coker Tire has been working for years to build a perfect 520 tire, and the evolution of this tire was led entirely by the end consumer, which is us. Suggestions from customers led to many changes throughout the years, and the most recent improvements include all new tooling and molds, meaning that the ultimate lowrider tire just got better. Crisp sidewall lettering and perfect white wall size and location are the cosmetic features, and you can expect excellent performance out of this tire due to its A-ply rating. The most significant feature of the new premium sport tire is the tread profile. and defined shoulder, giving it the perfect look. This reimagined tire has the same great features you know and love, but with all new materials to ensure customer satisfaction. It has been years in the making, but believe us, it's worth a wait. You can order the new Premium Sport 52013 and 52014 now at CokerTire.com. I think I ran into one of your good buddies now, but back then it was Hawkeye.
Good guy.
And he just told me, he goes, you know what? This is what we originally wanted to do, is get along with everybody, enjoy our cars, and it just couldn't work. It was a different type of competition back then. He goes, and that's why we're coming back. And I go, well, you guys missed out on so much now that it's all different. But I've always said we wouldn't be where we are today, as global as it is now, without
Right.
those
Those
things
days.
that happened in 1972, right?
Well, you guys
Yeah,
learned,
the way-
you know, what not to
true.
do.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it rolled afterwards.
But
Everybody got
you
along.
come into another world now, Jerry, that we're talking about. And if I go back
Yeah.
to 2010 with you guys, that's 15 years ago too. And you see that everything went up 15 times to
Oh,
get
yeah.
a paint job, an interior, and all that.
It got ridiculous.
Those,
Everything.
$110 for Krager days are long gone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Or $25, $20 tires.
Tires, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are the Kragers.
Larry, do you go back into the days you can remember? Were you still around in the whole scene, that atmosphere when the first 520 came out?
When I had purchased my vehicle in 72, a brand new 72 Monte Carlo, as soon as I got off that lot, I right down, bought some 520s and Kragers.
Where at?
Not quite sure where I got the
On Third
Kragers
Street
from.
and
Third Street
Third and
Performance?
then,
The Rios.
Yeah, I remember the wheels, yeah.
yeah.
You guys remember the first wire wheels, true spokes?
Yeah, they came
Yeah.
out in
76?
yeah, the
76. Yeah.
mid 70s. Yeah.
With a little rainbow tape. They were $300. I didn't even make that much a week.
Hell no, we only made like $50 a week back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
they said, this is it, this is going to take off, I go, I'll keep my Cal Chromes. I ain't going to do that. And then the more you saw that wire wheel break out, and it just had the little
Yes.
rainbow tape in the cap, it was ugly. But when they started putting knockoffs on them,
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
rim.
damn, gonna have to get
was the
those.
rim.
And then you stood out like a sore thumb if you had Kragers.
Yeah, you did.
It all turned
True.
around.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
meant when you got the wire wheels on your car, that meant that you had money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It was a
You
step
know,
up
you know,
status.
it was a step up. you
Yes.
know.
Step up to Lowrider.
My days of going down to Beaner's place to drop off his brother, Little Beaner, Richard Avila, to look down that driveway at everybody. You had Hop Sing there, the little chinito. I can say it. He's cool. And they called him Hop Sing. But the
Yes.
whole driveway was full of oil and everybody's lifting cars.
Right.
I think when I lifted my car the first time, I used one of the guys that you guys were using, but he wouldn't lift my car front and back. He only could do the back first. Let you go test drive it for a couple months. Then you come back, then he'll do the front. And it's like, what? I want the front done, you know? And that's how everybody was at back then. And that's how you guys were, though. That's exactly who New Life was to me when I saw you guys. Yeah, there are a lot of long-haired guys,
Yeah.
biker looking, but you guys were lifting cars down the driveway left and right,
Oh, yeah.
man. Oil everywhere. That was a great image.
You know, another guy that always did the lifts for us too was Marsh.
Marsh.
Yeah.
Marsh and,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Beaner and
And
Dean.
Muskie.
Yeah.
Dana.
Yeah, yeah. They,
Muskie too.
Yeah,
did
he
all
helped
the
out on my
lifting.
car too.
They would do other clubs'
Yeah.
cars
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And the one who
he
did mine was Harris. Harris was the one
Oh,
that did
yeah.
Butch's car.
The electrical guy.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
good. That guy was
He's
good.
like James Bond
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that Eloy, may he rest in peace, wanted to
Rest
bring
in peace.
Harris up here
Yeah.
to tell some old stories.
Is
And we
he,
got
is he still alive?
Harris, yeah, he
Yeah.
said, according to Eloy, he goes out, he already set him up. He's ready to come on. Let's get him up there, man. You know, the
Oh, he's got
electric
stories.
glove compartment. Here comes out the record player, all that stuff, you know? Yeah, he has a lot of stories to tell. I got to get him up here, and especially for Eloy. But what else you guys got to say, man? You come into this new world. It's like you found another. Yeah, it's like Columbus going somewhere. Well, Columbus now is.
He didn't say
nobody now,
too
but
is
still.
that a lot of the guys that got back together
Yeah,
didn't have cars,
Right.
so it was all about starting all over again. You know.
so how was that?
It was an experience about how much everything costs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, dang man. I mean, back then we were used to. We're talking about the the 70s, early 70s, you can buy a car for 500, 1,000.
Yeah.
A nice custom paint job, like maybe you were paying 500.
Yeah.
But now, when we
Pink
first
slip.
got back in the game, it was yikes.
Just to find the parts. That was
Yeah,
another
there you
thing.
go. Yeah.
We didn't know nobody who would go
Yeah.
To go to.
part.
Who to go to now? Right. Right.
That's
We've
true.
been out of it for so long.
You have to go back and wonder if it's the same amount of money back then as it is today. And
Equivalent.
it probably is not, because you guys know you were rolling around with cars that were 2 years old, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe the oldest was 3
Yeah.
years old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're like 50, 60 years old, and there's a whole lot of work to do them,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they were lowriders before they got destroyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
More so.
But yeah, a whole different atmosphere, and everybody's getting along, even your arch rivals. What do you think, Larry? You're
I didn't
building
know we
another
had any
Monte
arch
Carlo
rivals,
now.
did we?
Yeah.
Really?
It's different. We talked, as we brought it up back in the past, and it was uncomfortable for me when I came back and we started socializing with the other clubs. It took me a while to adjust to that, because you bad memories come up. As we've been in the circuit now for a little while now, it's much better than it was back in the 70s, but we learned. That's what brought us together, and I brought us really close together. So we're like brothers. And here we are 50 plus years later, and we'll do anything for each other. We take care of each other, and that's the respect that we have over a half a century now, So it's great. And I'm still looking forward to continue to move forward on this here, and I'm just glad that I still have my brothers with me and stuff. And I, bless the ones that have passed on, so, but yeah, it's,
You guys are just trying to catch up to all those good times you missed.
Yeah.
And it was
Pretty
like when
much,
Raw
pretty much,
Gross
yeah.
was in New Life. I went to school with him. When Lifestyle started, he was there, but everybody, it just seemed that all you guys just left. All the New Life guys left and left me alone there with all the Montebello and Boyle Heights boys. Lucky there was a lot of them,
Right.
because, as a journeyman at that time running the club, it was different for me. I could never understand where everybody went. And I always tell the story, they got that slant back Seville, got on a motorcycle, or moved to San Bernardino.
Right.
I don't know where everybody went at that time. They all disappeared. And then you come back now and you want to enjoy all those times that you didn't have. I got criticized for my age, still low riding in my 30s. What are you doing? I mean, because back then in those times when you guys were out there on that boulevard, storming the boulevard and all that, you guys were all in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Right? And the women were out there and they liked the color of your car. Sammy,
Right.
not your looks, they will go after the car, right? And it was
That was
the way
start.
it was. But
He had a job.
you graduate,
Right.
you graduate out of that realm. I think a good friend of mine, Sorrel, told me one day, he goes, why does it have to end? Well, look at Jesse over there. I ain't going to be like him. He's already 27, Jesse the Imperials. I'll be damned, I'll be his age. I ain't going to wait. And I was already 21. I go, I'll be out of this. Because you have to. You eventually got to grow up,
Pretty
mature,
much, yeah.
wife, kids, job, and that's your future. You get out of low riding, but you don't stay that long. It's
Well,
like going to the prom. And then look what happened. Oh, the hot rod guys are in their 60s and 70s. Why?
Mhm.
Because we're low riders. Do we have to leave? And I don't know if that made sense to me. It's the more you dedicate into your car and your friendships that you're just stuck there for life. So I had to argue back with some guys. Joe, you're still doing that? Like, they would look down on me and go, and it was hard to look at it and tell you guys don't know what you miss. And it's different now. And now it's more of a sport hobby. There's car shows. Dances are different. Hey, they don't use hammer tackers no more.
right.
It was hard to tell these guys. And then to see you guys come back into the picture, some of the old members of group get back in it again.
Right.
Now they understand me and they understand, why is Joe still doing it? Yeah. And I know you guys kind of have to regret it.
But
Now.
from the 70s, and then we had growing up,
Yeah.
then everybody went to their careers, teachers and working for utility companies and bus companies, and so everybody went to their careers, and we lasted a long time in careers, and like for me, I lasted 40 years working for a utility company. So, you know, once Kiki had called me, or we seen each other, and he told me, "Hey, we're gonna get back together." I said, "Oh yeah, oh great." At that time, I was doing the old Green Monster,
Yeah.
right? And I said, "Yeah, that's great. We'll get back together." And that's when we started again.
Yeah, because I think what you started and Geek, when we had that interview in 2009, a lot of us hadn't seen each other in decades.
Mhm.
So
True.
when we met up, wow, it was all these faces again. And then we just started reminiscing all this, and then we just started to kind of get together, this and that. And it felt good because I got married in 74. I believe my brother-in-law got married in 75. We raised a family, bought homes, and moved on, raised kids. And then when we got together with the guys again, I grew up with them. I've known a lot of them since elementary school, and that was a good feeling. And we did miss a lot because we went our separate ways, raising our families and so forth. And then to get together again, just that one day for me, it felt good. And then as we started to get together, and then we decided that, you know what, are we gonna do this all over again? Yeah, yeah, why not? And it was like, you know what, I think Butch would really be happy because he started this a long time ago, and here we are, 40 years later, the same group of guys that started this are back, and I'm sure he'd be proud to see that happen. And I think that, and I think that was the blessing.
Not only that, but we have our kids that come in and join the clubs, or younger generations joining the club now.
Grandson.
Right.
Yeah. So it's looking like we're sitting there and we see our youngsters doing the thing. They go to more car shows than what we can because we're always busy doing something.
I think what Jerry's trying to say is that
setting
we can't keep up with them. We can't keep up with them. They're too
No.
young. They're doing what we used to do
Yeah.
back in the day. Party almost every day. And going here and there. We're older now, and we're like, okay, we'll see you at the meeting. Or that show we're going to do. But we call them the happy hour crew. They're younger than us.
That's right.
They're just constant with their Jack Daniel bottles. They're doing it. They're
But it
out there
keeps you young,
representing.
though. It keeps you on
It
the
really
edge,
does.
right?
It really does. Yeah, you're right.
But his pad that day that I went over there, we did a lowrider garage. It was a perfect setting, your pad up there in Upland. And it was good to see all them faces. I knew all of them.
Mhm.
I knew every one of them. I respected all of them. They were a little bit older than me. It's the first time I hung around more or less my age group, because most of my club is a year or 2 years younger from me. And then it goes all the way down, trickles down. But when I started hearing the rumors that, you guys were going to get back together again and probably do something, I go, well, I know where that's going to go, because I always hear all our old members, OG members, they always get to come in, they get a taste, they see the cars, or it's an anniversary or a funeral now. And then they just say, you know what, I'm going to come back. I'm coming back. I'm going to get a car and all that. Okay. And that fire burns out. So that's what I thought was going to happen to you guys. What happened though, Kiki, is you had the right generation and chemistry at that time, but different matters, different things happen that split you guys up. But I think the glue was always there for you guys to come
Well-
back like that. Start all over building cars. That's impossible.
And it's going back to what you had said earlier. When we got back together, I mean, we had some feedback from some of the OGs, but like I told the guys that decided to run, yeah, Butch was our president. We all loved him, and we still do to this day. And the club is made up of the members. The members actually are the club, is the way I look at it. And to me, it was doing butch an honor, in my
Yes.
opinion,
Yes.
for us to do it, and to do it in a way that was respectful, and having the joy of knowing that my brothers are there again. It's like they were saying, oh yeah, we had our jobs, we lived our lives, our grandkids, this and that. Hey, you know what? Time out, our turn. You know, I want to get a car. I want to hang out with my buddies every now and then, my brothers. And then it's funny because when we're together, we can talk about something from back in the day, and we know what we're talking about. We understand what we're saying. Like the happy hour crew, they'll be sitting in, and they're like, man, they're crazy. These guys are crazy, man, to do those things. Well, it was
So much
normal.
is, there's a lot of things that have changed now. You guys are responsible for it. The more they change, though, the more the standards, the evolution, some of the bylaws, the traditions stay the same. So you guys are saying right now, that you got kids getting involved, the happy hour crew, and all of that. Because of car clubs like you, even 2 years, I'm going to say right now, you guys impressed a lot of car clubs back in the days, especially for the group and the clique, Majestics, the Imperials, especially, are responsible for not just their own individual kids that come out of their families, all the kids that are in low riding today, no
Yeah.
matter what colors they fly, chapters they represent. I mean, they're all our kids at the end of the day. They're mostly, like you guys. See what you started. Even though you weren't there and missed out on the heydays, look where we're at today. Exactly. And you guys are all part of it. That's that. And do you guys recognize that? You see that?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you right now that I've noticed that has changed dramatically is the music. Now we have like the Sinceres, the Altons, just to name a few, Joey Quiones and them, Mariah, Mariah Avila, they have beautiful music like back in the 70s, all about love.
Mhm.
The beautiful dance, slow dance music in their way of doing it now. Beautiful. And then you got like your podcast, social media, that it gets out there much faster than word of mouth. And then you got like uh, the social media guys that go around car shows and events, like Alan Beats and uh, Bad Habits, Good Times,
Mhm.
Too Much to See, those kind of individuals that are filming everything, putting it out there. It's gotten so big now, you know, um, because of the social media and the music that ties into it.
Mm.
The like you said,
No, I
all the
see
clubs,
because
everybody with a lowrider, even if you're not in a club, it's so much now that it's beautiful. I've seen it grow. Uh,
that's kind of helped it back in those days, though, is because you
yeah,
had a
Oldies, yeah.
radio or a
Oldies, yeah.
Craig 8-track power play,
Cassettes.
right? I have a
Right.
brand new one. I never plugged it in, though.
mm,
But Santana was bam.
Right.
Oye Como Va, Black Magic Woman, Here Comes War.
Oh,
yeah,
And it's
Earth, Wind,
like,
and
and then
Fire.
there's Malo,
Yeah.
and all that music was just brand new, but it was Earth, Wind, and Fire was all about love.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in those times, and it's like it's coming back now, but it's more updated. It is
Well,
good because that's what low riding should be about.
and then
That's the
too,
message to send
they
out.
have now they have the vinyl spinners. They
Yeah,
spin
that's
vinyl
true.
now. Santana
I-
Soul, Danny Low and Soul, to name a couple, and that's real popular now. They play righteous oldies. Kind
Oh,
of like
now.
hard to find
Yeah.
oldies, and they're beautiful. Everything like beautiful music again to me.
We
It's
had
such a good feeling.
who we have a judge on here. I had a judge not too long ago that spoke very good, a lot of pride. Proud man, spoke highly for all of us. But he's a DJ too. Gets on the radio stations and he plays all the oldies. Judge Hernandez.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was beautiful, man. What he does out there too. Yeah, the music is different around Lowrider, but I remember listening to Led Zeppelin's sixth album back then with some of you guys. Ray Wadahula.
Right,
When he
right.
ripped off the vinyl off his 73 and laid it on the floor, man, it just like, damn. It was good times.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was. It was.
Well, that was not love music, but yeah, that was cool music. You
Yeah.
know, but you had to be in
It
the
was
right.
ahead of the time, but why did you guys have long hair in the beginning anyways? Because we had it back then, right?
No.
But it went with the
Right.
music. It went with Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, maybe
Yes.
Pink Floyd and all
Yeah.
that. But
The flower child.
yeah, they were more advanced. And people would say, you guys don't listen to oldies? No.
Well, they went with being happy, you know, smoking and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know the music was perfect.
Do you
Yeah.
guys catch up with a lot of guys from not only rival car clubs, other car clubs that maybe you got along with and chat a little bit,
Yeah, we're good
reminisce
we're
about the
good friends
times and
now.
all
We're-
that?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good friends with them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's real friendly now.
It is.
Everybody, even our rivals. I mean, we've all been through the wars, you know, shot at, run over. I mean, all that good stuff, you know. But we're not going to hold it against you if you don't.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's all good.
If you guys know, if you watch the show, you could see Spanx from the
Yeah.
Imperials is a good friend, man. I mean, with all the things that we used to go through all the time, and it was meant to be at that time. It made us both better car clubs. But I had somebody gifted me an Imperials plaque one time. Here, Joe, do something with it. I know you want this, and I thought that, wow, what am I going to do with it? And as you grow older, you think about it, and it's like, what does this mean to me? And back in your days, guys would take plaques and weld them to their A-frame, and then go down the boulevard and scrape on them, right?
Statute of
yeah.
limitations.
Yeah, I know.
Who told him?
But you know, I had that plaque forever just put away, and the time came, he came up here, greeted me here, and brought me a couple bottles that disappeared already,
Mm,
and sat down there with a bunch of other presidents. We put together a show, but he's done other things like that. I just told him, here's your plaque back. It doesn't mean, it means a lot to me that I respect your club now, so it shouldn't be in my hands. It should be in yours. And by, you know, maybe we could do an equal trade down the line one of these days. Spanx, if you find one of our plaques, you know, let's trade here. But yeah, things have really changed. And people do ask me, but you talk to them or you talk to these guys now, and it's like, when we get older, and that's the benefit you guys have of coming back. When you get older, you get wiser
Right.
and you enjoy what you're doing right now.
True.
Even though we're a lot older now and we still think we're 26 and 27 now, but
Our mind thinks
and
we're-
it's the best. But New Life, even for the couple years, man, that it lasted back then until they came back, was staple. And all car clubbing life and low riding culture today was one of the main car clubs. I can never forget that because it molded me. But to get all these guys together, and now in today's times, I see you guys every now and then, and we're at some funeral home.
mhm.
Yeah.
We all wind up
That's
together,
true.
man, and you know, and you never know, we're going to be here tomorrow or the next day or another 10 years, but you have to enjoy life. And I think that's how we became a lot wiser.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a good feeling to be with the guys and just for that time, and then go back to your normal regular life.
Like, yeah.
You know,
What's it like for you guys? Because I remember the New Life back in those days, you had a car that was 2-3 years old, still had a vinyl top on it. Cadillo's 73 with a green vinyl. And we started painting cars. I'll never forget him. May he rest in peace. And he goes, I can't do that. I can't afford it. I ain't going to pay that. I ain't going to dump that much money in my car. If it doesn't look good, then I guess I'm going to be out of here pretty soon. And we were all ripping off all our vinyls. After 4 years, you got to get painted and all that. He quickly disappeared, man. But what was that like for you guys to have newer cars come into today's settings and see that it's just not about paint like back in those old days, or maybe a velvet interior? It's more than that. It's engines, it's suspension. Thank God the hydraulics, they still leak, but they don't leak as much, but they cost $10,000 now.
yeah,
Imagine
True.
that. Shit, that's
Well,
a
you know,
lot
you have
for-
engravings, you have different paints, and the paints are not cheap; they're expensive.
Yeah, tell me, but they're
You know,
expensive.
it's a different world
Yeah. Yeah.
than when I did one car at the 70s, comparing to this car that I have now.
Mhm.
It's way expensive. You know, but it's fun. It's fun for me. But you know, it's kind of like we talked about the bumper.
Mhm.
$5 grand for a bumper.
Yeah.
You know,
to buy one.
Yeah, just to
Yeah,
buy
the
one.
chrome them are at least
Yeah.
800 to start.
Yeah.
They don't last but a year.
Yeah.
It's all like that though. But that investment in that time, and you see your other buddies doing it,
Mm-hmm.
you got to do that. You got to step up to the plate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to change it
Have
up.
you guys had a chance to travel? I
No.
mean, just it's one thing to come back and then everybody wakes up and says, gee, I got to build a car. And then you got to go down that journey. And that's scary because not all shops are dependable. But
True.
to come back into it again and then see what's going on, have you guys had a chance to go to New Mexico, to El Paso, to see what the low riding lifestyles are
Not
like
yet.
out there?
Not
We're
yet.
getting-
We're
we're
going to
Oh
get
my,
there.
because you guys are responsible.
Yeah, the only one that I've gone to was the Vegas one,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to get my car ready to get it in the show and so forth. But yeah,
Yeah, we're going to start actually.
Right.
We have a push right now that we're going to start coming out that way.
Even if you take two
Um,
cars out to begin with, trailer, get hotels, go out there, and then you guys can
Yeah.
always come back to me and tell me, well, Joe, we went to El Paso. Guess what? We went to New Mexico. We went to Denver. We were greeted, open door, welcome mats were out, and they knew more about our history than we did.
yeah, we
And they are genuine, sincere, humble. Anytime you pass California, they're out there. They have different styles, but you know,
Mhm.
we're all graduating and we're moving along. And who's to say our style's better than theirs, right? You got to do that journey. It should be bucket list
Mhm.
for you guys, man.
It
It's
is,
for
it
me. I mean, I got 10 bucket lists still to go. So I'm just saying you need
No,
to,
it's in
you
the
need
works.
to experience
Mm-hmm.
what 1972 did to everybody out here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do. What kind of car are you building now, Larry? Monte
72
Carlo.
Monte Carlo. Yeah,
Those cars, those body styles, man, that long
Beautiful.
hood, everything, man.
yeah.
What color are you going on it?
It's gonna be a candy red. It's got some shades and some patterns on it, kind of subtle.
Hmm.
And so it should be right now. They're shooting the clear on it now, and then from there I'll go to the upholstery. The engine work's already all done. Same original engine. Didn't have any issues with it, so I kept it. I says, don't open it up, just dress it up, and that's sitting in my garage waiting for the car. And my seats are done. And then after that, it's just about replacing the front and rear windshields, getting all the bumpers in, everything on, and just getting ready to do it. I've
Fun, isn't it?
yeah, so
To
this is my first
experience it,
time to go
yeah,
fully
yeah,
custom or
yeah.
something like this. The only thing I didn't want to do was I didn't want to chrome the undercarriage like that because I want to drive my car still.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't do that.
You know,
It's like building another car.
Yeah.
so. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, and Sammy asks me every day when he sees me, "When's your car coming? When's your car coming?"
What's Sammy doing? What are you doing now, Sammy? You have a fast
my
back.
car's done, but it's gonna be redone again. I got some problems with the paint.
Yeah.
So you know as well as I do that the paint.
Those guys are hard to find now.
Tell
Back
me
in the
about it.
days, those painters were badass. You guys had
Oh,
Diamond
yeah.
Dick valve paint. There were a lot of badass painters back in the days.
Yeah.
GNR upholstery was cool, but things have changed now. There's a lot of more painters now, but there's also paint jail.
But
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
true.
but even the paint here in California, that quality is no longer there. You have to go out of state now to buy some good quality paint now.
I know where all that old lacquer's at.
Yeah.
I know where all of it,
knew
even
you
your
was gonna
candy
say that.
burgundy. I
Yeah.
do. I know exactly somewhere in El Sereno.
Yeah.
See?
But
I know El Sereno very well.
but the paints today last longer. You could take your
Yeah.
candy red and put it out in the sun forever and it won't fade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then you had to hide it around trees all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had to find your own painter, your own upholsterer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was
Well-
all new to us.
Yeah, oh,
Getting
yeah.
back.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
yeah.
What about the standards back then? Did the standards come from the clique, handed down to the group, and then to you guys, or the same guys, and then you kept it there? I know we follow it. You have to live up to those standards. How do you change
Well,
things?
you know what? We're not the traditional
Yeah,
club
I don't
like back
recall
in
that.
the day,
Yeah.
but yeah, we do. We don't have rules. We only have really two. It's no do's and no drama. Other than that, we expect everybody to know how your car should look, how to act. And we do tell people, though, you know what? No Kragers, no Master Supremes, no antennas. I mean, that's cool. It's all good,
Yeah.
but not for us.
That's a 70 look.
Yeah, that's a look that we don't really care for
I
anymore.
got one for your car.
Yeah, you got
Grab
one
it
for
in
me.
Dennis.
Wait till it comes
No
out.
dues, no drama. I could see not collecting dues, and I'd have a lot of drama then, because then everybody has to pay equally, and you're always going to have those
Well,
guys
I
that,
the
oh,
way
I
we
forgot my wallet at home.
It's been successful for us.
yeah, I mean, we got guys that above and beyond.
Right.
You know what I mean? The guys that are running with us right now are the guys that should be running with us. You know, you don't have to ask twice, nothing. Everybody digs deep when it's time to dig
Right.
deep.
And we never share that information with anybody. The only one that knows any of that is me and Geek.
You know, yeah. And the good thing is that we've always represented very well as far as those fundraisers that we attend. You know, and I'll give you a good example. One time we were coming out of breakfast in Ontario. I forget the name of the place, and this lady and her two like junior high age daughter and son were trying to have a car wash, the three of them,
Oh, yeah.
for the grandmother,
Galaxy
the
Burgers.
mother, Galaxy
Yeah.
Burgers
Yeah,
in
the burger
Ontario,
Yes.
to raise money for her headstone. And we had just finished eating. We were in the parking lot bullshitting. And I went over there. I go, what's going on? And they told me, and I go, oh my God, my heart. Went back to the guys. I told them, shit, everybody pulled out their wallets. Bam, bam, bam. Walked it over, gave it to her. Oh my God, they were crying. They were so thankful. Okay, fine. Months later, we went back to breakfast there. And as we're out there bullshitting after, this car pulls up, and it's the lady with her two kids. And she goes, rolls down the window. She goes, hey, I want to thank you guys. You know, you helped me out a lot, blah, blah, blah. And we got the headstone for her. Total stranger. So that's what we do.
Yeah.
Even if you're not in the club
Well,
and we see something like that, we'll do it. You know, so we don't have to worry about dues.
And that goes a long ways, not just with that immediate family, but within the whole club when they see that.
right. Right.
Okay, so I understand the traditions because you guys all there were some badass paint jobs back in those days.
A lot of insurance jobs.
But a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff had vinyl tops. Yeah, and they're still brand new. So yeah, just jump in, and everything's custom painted. There's engraving. There's all of that. You guys run it the same way, same hierarchy, president, vice president, sergeant arms, and all that, or no?
No.
Nobody gets hit with a paddle anymore, and that's
No.
it.
No.
Sergeant at arms on.
Like we say, you know, we're grown ass men. You should know how to conduct yourself. We don't like to use the word mandatory for anything
Yeah,
because you should know when you roll with us,
yeah,
we're the kickback, no drama club. Check us out. And you should know what's expected of you.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to tell you.
Yeah. We might use the word it's recommended that
It's
we might not be
recommended.
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
you
better.
know.
Yeah, mandatory. You know, somebody's failing.
Right.
If you got to
Mhm.
go to the mandatory code, that's it.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
got lives. I mean, you know, we got
Right.
grandkids and grandkids, you know.
Right.
You
With
can't
all,
show.
all the car clubs that you see today that are out there, and I remember back in the days, we had a car club registry back at Lowrider, and there were about 750 car clubs, and they all had chapters, not counting the chapters, and it just grown all over the country. What was a nice piece of pie, predominantly, like I've said, Hispanic, 65%. That pie's grown a lot bigger now. So who knows what the numbers are? Every time you turn around, it's any nationalities, one of us now. And that's another beautiful thing about lowriding, the culture and everything. You guys do events. I've seen you guys do Valentine's dances. I've seen you guys do car shows. Your name's up there. The plaque is up there. So you guys are involved in the community a lot.
Yeah.
And it goes a long ways. That's what I was taught too, back in the days, to do things for the community.
Yeah, just this past Sunday we did in Chino we did a
Fundraiser.
community event, the backpack back to school,
Hmm.
and we donated money and we also participated handing them out to the kids. It was a good experience because you see these kids coming from the neighborhood there,
Hmm.
and you know they're kind of hesitant, and we're telling them, no, mija, mijo, grab whatever you want, man. They got all the school supplies in there. You don't have to worry about that and that.
Games for them as well.
Yeah, there was games. Everything was free. The food, the raspadas, popcorn, candy.
Right.
It was a really good event, and it was giving back to the community.
Right.
And that organization that threw it asked us if we could help them out some way. And that's what we did. We participated, passing it out, brought cars, and pitched in money, and got them their supplies. So we do it. We go out to a lot of the fundraisers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you guys have been around for quite some time now, and you're catching up to everything as fast as you can. And you got to enjoy every moment of it because there's just so much. You look back at low riding in the past. Let's go back 60 years. Look where it's at this time right now. I just mentioned, the kids are involved. Yes, the wives are involved. I'm finding out, as you were talking about women car clubs, there were women car clubs that ran car clubs and had guys joining their club back since 79 in northern central California, Northern California just as well. There's a bomb car club of women in Arizona. And you'd be surprised, even in other countries, what they're doing out there and how they follow. Hell, you want to see what New Life looked like in 1972, go to Japan.
Right.
I mean, they're almost dressed the same. Their tattoos are the same.
Right,
The cars are the
right.
same.
I've
They're
seen-
the old
yeah,
traditional
yeah.
cars and all
Right.
that. And that's what I always say. It looks like East LA 1972.
Yeah, I see some of those on YouTube. The culture over there,
Right.
the lowrider culture, and they're badass, man. They picked it up good.
Larry,
And-
where were you from though back then?
Pardon me?
In your days, where were you from? What city?
East LA.
East LA?
Born and raised
And
right
today?
there. I live in Chino.
Chino?
City of Chino.
I was born at the White Memorial, Boyle Heights, Sammy, and
Right.
I live down in South Corona, Temesco Valley.
South Corona there. Jerry and you?
Born in East LA, and now I'm in Paris, California.
Wow.
Not Paris, France.
No, Paris.
You sure?
I'll get there.
Right?
And you, Sammy, you still holding it down in Boyle Heights?
No, I moved from there years ago. And
Yeah.
now I'm in La Puente.
It's the best food ever down there in Boyle
Mexican
Heights.
food.
Zeltman's, I miss all that.
Allen Beef.
Don't get us started.
With the baggy shirts, the flare, the whole style back then, it
Well,
was
we going to
good.
Manuel's after this
Zeltman's,
or what? What are we doing?
Manuel's Tepeyac.
Yeah,
No, all the food has
Gallon
changed
B's,
over the
yeah.
years. It has.
It has.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's not what it used to be. But low riding is what it used to be in a lot of different ways. I mean, it has its drama. You guys, what do you guys do to get the word out there? Do you make all those phone calls, or you just set social media, group
Actually,
text?
we have just started promoting on social media. There's
We just started.
it just started. We
We've been
we're
holding
doing a
back on
push,
that.
and it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, there's different venues that we have a youngster in our club.
18 years old.
He got in the club when he was 16 years old. We allowed him in the club. He had a 66 Chevy,
Uh-huh.
and with the understanding that he was going to build it up, and he's been doing it.
Yeah.
So he's like the future, because he's one of the younger guys, and he's social media savvy. So he's running all those platforms for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're starting to promote it like that now. But the thing is that for us, we'll call the homies and tell them, hey, we're doing this and that, because you try texting them or something, and well, I don't know how to respond. Dude, get one of your grandkids to help you out.
Yeah. A lot of it's been word of mouth.
Yeah, I'm not getting any texts. I go, dude, I just sent it to you. It says you received it.
All I see is a thumb. Like,
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but that's your thumb. Move it out of the way.
so yeah, we have to start promoting more on the social media platform.
Hey, guys, everybody here is a fan. I don't care how old they are, of the band called War.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think out of all the bands, you could mention Santana and Malo and all that, but I think War had a lot to do with us. They made a song called Lowrider.
Right.
When that song was made, it was at the latter stages of the New Life Car Club.
Right.
Right.
In between, maybe even Lifestyle starting up a couple months. And I've seen the video before, and
Yeah.
I've seen some of the cars. I saw a picture the other day of your car, and
Yeah.
somebody's going to do a Grand Prix, your exact paint job. That's what they want. But when I always
Chevy's
go
car was
back,
in it.
yeah,
Car was in
that's what I'm trying to say. So, who were any of you guys there at that War video?
Yes.
Yeah. We're there.
What was that
Tommy's-
like? How did they reach? I knew them
I
very
know
well later
that
on.
part I
All
was
of
in
them.
the background.
There was a guy at USC. He was his name was Bob. He was in the film school,
Mhm.
and he reached out to Tommy Pooh Bear about War wanting to shoot like a video, for that song, right? And as far as I know, if anybody was passed back and forth, whatever, I don't know anything about that. But I do know that guy, Bob, from USC School of Film, reached out to Tommy. And that's how it happened.
Exactly.
hmm Yeah.
The Lowrider song, man, when it first came out, I remember cruising around and it would come out and I felt proud. God, we're getting acknowledged. It wasn't Chico and the Man with the Gypsy Rose. We're getting on the map.
Right.
Yes.
In our early stages, if we go to San Jose, we didn't believe lowriders were out there. We thought there'd be 15 of them or 1,500. And the styles were all different. And that helped us grow, to see those experiences. But before even rap music came along, that's what we had to look forward to. I hate the song. It's just like everywhere you go, they play. It's probably the most played songs. And those guys, they just fit in all their songs. Don't let no one get you down and all that. I got to know them all. They played at a few of our car shows, and they were like $1,100, $1,500 to get them to put them up on stage, and now they're $100,000. They don't make that much money. Their lawyers do, but it's $100,000, and you maybe get one or two of those band members, the others that passed away, or there's the Lowrider band and there's a couple there, but they're still doing what they do. The music hasn't changed. They never really came back and started songs all over again. They just play with who we are and those things.
Yeah, I don't think
was
they
nothing
have
like
to change. I mean, their music's legendary.
There's
You
a-
guys just did it just for recognition back in those days? Did they pay anything to do the
Like
video?
I said,
I don't think we did.
I didn't get any money.
I've heard stories, and I ain't saying nothing.
Again, huh?
Statute of limitations.
There you are.
Okay.
Taking
But,
the fifth.
yeah, so it was Tommy Pooh Bear that had dealt with Bob, and who dealt with War, the way it went down, as far as I know. I've heard other stories and other clubs say, "Oh no, it was us." No.
No, you could still see that today, to this day.
Mhm.
As we come up to a wrap on this show, is there anything each and every one of you guys would like to say? Whether low riding, the past, your mentors, any shout outs, where we're going today? If you have opinions on
I
anything.
got something.
Yeah.
You know what? Something that's been going on once a month lately at the La Puente Shakey's lunch
Oh, the
bunch.
legend, yeah.
Sammy, Don Jackson, Carlos Carbajal, Disco Mike, Eloy, rest in peace. They have this thing going on that they meet up once a month. I encourage people to go attend. It's all these different clubs show up, members. Everybody gets along. It's a really, really good vibe. And you see a lot of the OGs there because it's during the week in the afternoon. So what does that tell you? We're retired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's people there that you will recognize and from different clubs and stuff. And I like to give them a shout out for that once a month get together.
Who started it? You did? Jackson?
I think it was the three of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And it was good. And I wonder what it was about. At first, Raul thought, hey, Eloy's back in the picture.
Yeah.
Wants to do a sit-down lunch with us and reminisce on old times and see what's going on. And I was more like, no, Eloy, you need to come to a meeting now and check out where the club's at and what you're responsible for, right? Not just him. Poor Tommy Pooh Bear always came around, though. But Eloy gets back into the picture, and he's the main guy out there getting the information out there. And the purpose was to get these guys recognized,
right.
to acknowledge them before it's too late, right? And
Right,
that's
get
what
your
this
flowers.
show's about, because there's a lot of guys from all over the place that no one even knows who they are, and they play an important part. They're pioneers in all of this low riding legacy, right? So I saw that's what the lunch was about. I finally broke off, went one time, was going to go out there this this week until I had problems with high res logos. So I didn't go, but it was about Eloy, and Eloy was one that was preaching that the most. And now he's gone. He's not there. And it's like, wow, all those years I missed out on that guy because he was classy. He's like, he reminded me of, the way his hair was cut, the way he handled himself, almost like Tom Cruise, right? But now he's gone.
Yeah.
And you
true.
never know who in that pizzeria place is going to be missing next. So it is good. And you have to acknowledge your Disco Mike, everybody that puts that on. I don't know where that's all going to go, Kiki.
Right.
You're a
right.
leader of your club right now. I don't see that going too far before you see the same faces and the same talk. Oh, you got pepperoni? Oh, I added sausage. Oh, where did you go? We're going to have beer this time. It'll take me a month to come back again before I have my next beer. But somebody needs to stand up and do the speaking if there's new people, or to discuss some schedule or something up there to acknowledge. You don't have to go around and, at the end of the day, I went there. I'm not saying nothing. And I ain't going to go in there like this at this time and say, but I think that somebody needs to take over, or a couple guys need the founders,
Right.
and just say, let's not forget who we are, where we came from. Everybody's welcome here. This is what we do. You sit down, have your pizza and beer, and you talk about old times and memories, what's going on today. But you got to make it a little bit more than that. I'm not saying give away awards and stuff like that.
Right.
But there's a purpose behind this whole thing. And I know we're all talking, sitting down, and in 2 hours, there's a picture. Everybody turns around to say, look who's here. It's got to be more than that for it to continue, because, guys, when you take it to this level, you got to take another step up. And if you don't take that other step up, they get bored, and it's like, I'm tired of eating pizza, I'm going. And you don't want to lose this. I think that it's got a good start and it's rolling
Evolve,
good.
yeah.
Eloy is missing now. And I saw Eloy running all over the place. And I know the rest of the guys, I know you and all that. I think it's a great thing, but I think that you need to, whatever the whole recipe of that is, you gotta include everybody in it and speak for what that whole mission is about, and never to forget. And it'll last forever is all, because it's too quiet, and some people do need to be acknowledged, and you guys especially, right? Carlos Carball just as well.
Mhm.
So that's a good thing, man. And I think you guys should, now that you're here, me and Kiki are pushing you to do something with your buddy Don Jackson
yeah.
and Disco Mike. So I'll
Right.
talk to Mike
Yeah.
about that too. But just a little something for somebody to say, or invite a guest to come up every now and then and say something real quick. Because, before you know it, then everybody gets a big head and an ego. I want to speak in front of a crowd like this.
Yeah.
Now I'm important. That just ruins the whole damn thing.
That's-
It's about us, not about you. So if you're going to come up to that mic, speak for all of us, and quick though.
Yeah.
It can't be like when you go to a memorial and you're there for 2 hours and they forget about the person that's in the coffin.
Mhm.
So what about you?
Uh,
Anything to say?
just another journey for me. I retired from my first job. Now I have another one. So in a restaurant business. So
Oh, nice.
that's where I'm at right now.
Give us some info on your business, your location.
Well, my location is in Lake Elsinore. It's VIP's Diner, and we have American breakfast, and we mix Mexican breakfasts on that too. Everybody's welcome. I get a lot of car clubs from Lake Elsinore coming in, and some guys from Group Dukes show up to the restaurant. Yeah, so
I've known you for a long time, so I think I'll just go ahead and say that. Lake Elsinore, you heard the name of the restaurant? Just tell them Joe Ray at the Wire Down Show sent you down there for a free breakfast.
Yeah, right.
It's a write-off.
It's a
coupon
company
needed.
write-off.
It's a
Yeah, there you go.
write-off.
Coupon needed.
What about you, Sammy?
I'm retired and trying to fix my car up.
Then you
more.
need to get a job too.
I'm trying to.
See?
I'm trying to. I know, part-time job. Yeah,
You have another color you're going to go on that fastback?
I wanted to go back to the original color at the beginning,
Yeah.
Grand Prix, but
Yeah.
it's expensive out there. These
Oh, yeah,
paint
it
jobs
is.
are really
You get what
expensive.
you pay for, though,
Yeah.
man. That's one thing, though.
Mhm.
And you, Larry?
Just want to thank you for the opportunity for us to get a chance to reminisce, and it's great. continue to move forward. And I'm just glad that I'm with my old buddies from the 70s, and we just continue to show some wisdom and teach the young kids that are in our club how to run a club, how to be successful. So when we're no longer around, the legacy will continue, and that's what I have in my heart.
You got to take over where you guys left off.
That's it.
That's a great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'll always respect New Life. I can't say it too much out there because I respect the group and the clique where they came from and the Imperials. But I mean, from our hierarchy, from the clique, the group, the New Life, and then Lifestyle. And let's not forget the Life when that started too. But it was the same kind of guys. But I've always looked up to New Life. I was going to get in New Life until it disbanded.
Right.
Had to wait around for Raul Gross to tell me what name they were going to come up with. And I joined the same amount of guys again, only they disappeared. That's the only thing I missed. But I know where I came from. I know what was handed down to me, and I keep those traditions going. So I always look up to the New Life Car Club. And now you guys are around this long, man. Get out there. I know that people out there know you. Get the venture, keep the adventure going. As long as you guys are there and you're a little bit older than me, then I'll keep on getting out there. But I mean, that name will always be recognized in Lowriding Lower. And it was an honor to have you guys here, man. But it's not the last trip. You're always welcome to come back. I know it was too late. You bring a couple cars here, and if you want to change the chairs around and bring some other Rodan, you want to bring Roll Gross and throw him in the middle, it would be fine too.
Yeah, we can do that.
That's an idea. Yeah.
You know what? I do want to give a word. Prayers for our brother
That's good.
Oscar Diaz. He's in the hospital right now.
Oh, yes.
In his medical journey. So
He's in our
hopefully this
prayers.
He's in our prayers.
Yeah.
Let's not keep Pokey and Crazy Camino.
There you go.
New Life
That's it.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
He's a guy I always call up and tell him, how you doing, Pokey? And he's I'm doing good. It's like, that's all he tells me all the time. I know he's not. And he's fighting, for his life right now, man. So my compadre Pokey, Ray Mendoza, and his dad, Fonzie.
Yeah.
Fonzie's father. That's what I always said. Raymond, love you, man. Love you guys, having you guys here.
Thank you.
As we
Thanks
come
for
to an
having
end
us.
of this show, a special episode of the Wired Down Show, the one and only New Life Car Club, New Life. Well, you guys coming back brought new life to all of lowriding. It was good to see you guys come back. Never leave it, man. Keep the traditions going. And like we mentioned before about kids and family and everybody come up, you guys are responsible for everybody's family out there. We all are. Legacy Car Club. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks for being with us.